Hey, good morning, everybody. Popeye here. I am in my basement getting ready for to head out for the West Coast Trail in a couple of days, and I figured I will do you guys a gear video to see what we're taking. Here it all is in its glory. We'll go over the items and some items we may or may not bring. Alright, starting with the big three items, similar to the Trans-America Trail, except we're going to eliminate the bicycle and we're going to include the pack. The first thing is the same tent I took on the Trans-America Trail, X-Med Pro 2, Dyneema with the silk poly flooring. It is a trekking pole tent, so we need poles to support it. I will not be taking the poles I took on the Trans-America Trail because those are for bike packing, and I will be using trekking poles on the hike, so that's what will support this. This may be sold after I'm done because Durston's coming out with a self-supporting tent that's going to be super ultra light, and I may go back to a freestanding two-wall tent. So this may be sold. Now I haven't decided whether to take my Tyvek ground sheet. It's not really necessary because we'll be camping on the beach for the most part, so it's all sand. But because I put grommets in it, I may use it for a tarp if it's going to be rainy, and I will check the weather for that. If not, a lot of people bring tarps, so I may carry this in my suitcase and based on weather reports decide whether to take this on the actual hike. Now this is the same stuff sack I use for the Trans-America Trail, but in it does not have my 30-degree sleeping bag. It has a 30-degree down quilt, which I'll be taking, which it's going to be, I think, in the 60s or 70s, but it's along the coast, so it could be a little cool at night, so I will be taking that. And my wife will be taking her Kelty 30-degree sleeping bag. Last of the big three is the pack. My wife is taking her Osprey Tempest 40-liter pack. Now because I'm going to be needing more space, I won't be taking my 40-liter Red Paw pack that I took on the Long Trail hike, because that's 40 liters, and then this is my tried and true Hyperlight Wind Rider 3400. It is a 55-liter pack. This actually was used on the Appalachian Trail in 2022. I need the 55 liters because I'm probably going to use every inch of that. Alright, so that rounds up the big three: tent, sleep system, and pack. Now we'll go over the other gear. Okay, for sleeping pads, we both have Nemo tensors. I have the regular wide, my wife has the regular. The reason why I didn't get two regular wides is because they won't fit side by side in the tent. And I am a mover arounder during the night, so I need the wide pad so I don't fall off, but these will be perfectly fitted in the tent. Now my wife made these and I use them on the Appalachian Trail. These are little basically covers for the pads. It's just felt and the straps go underneath to keep it in place, so we each have one of these. We're going to be bringing these just because sleeping on the pad and just bare skin is just not comfortable, and this protects the pad from damage, so very lightweight. So we'll be taking, and I will be taking once again my Zen Bivy inflatable pillow. And my wife will be taking her Northeast inflatable pillow. We are both taking, well, I'm carrying them. We have Helinox camp chairs. They weigh about a pound a piece, so normally I wouldn't take these. But since we're going to have a lot of time to spend sitting at the beach watching the whales and the orcas go by, we're going to be comfortable. Yes, there are logs and stuff you can lean against, but these are a lot more comfy. Alright, like I was talking about before, these are the Durston Z-Flix tent poles that I took on my bike packing trip because they break down nice and short. This is a trekking pole. These are Cascades. I got them on Amazon. They're like $65. Are they super ultra light? No, but they're not 110 bucks. These are carbon fiber and they're cork handles because you don't want the neoprene handles because it's sweat. So these will be what I use to support my tent and hike with. And my wife has a similar pair. These are my Dirty Girl gaiters. They will help keep dirt out of my shoes. A lot of people on the WCC, they wear the knee-high ones, but by the time they're done, those knee-high ones are down by their ankles and they're just a weight. You're gonna get muddy. You're gonna get up to your knees in mud. This is just gonna help keep the mud out of the shoes. The shoes will be wet. They'll be muddy. It's just the way it is. When I have a river crossing or stream crossing, I'm just gonna walk right through. Use it to kind of wash my shoes off. It's just nature of the beast. Embrace the suck. So, Dirty Girl gaiters. My wife has a similar pair. I don't expect it to be really, really cold out, so I'm probably not going to bring a wool hat or anything like that. Neither is my wife. I do have my Appalachian Trail buff. My wife has a buff of her own. I'm sure she'll be bringing that, but basically going to carry that. A lot of times, like if it's still light out when I go to sleep, I put this over my eyes and it just shields the light and just helps me go to sleep. Popeye bandana I did not take on the Transamerica. I actually sent it home. Well, I say did take it, but I sent it home. I'll take that. And another item I sent home from the Transamerica is my sport towel. I will be bringing that. I use that for tablecloth. I use that for wiping, washing up, everything, wiping the dew off the tent. My wife has a similar one she'll be bringing. So in this little pouch, I have another pouch. In that is my bear hang kit. It's super lightweight, super strong string. I used this for last time, but what I am going to do, probably just bear hang once, just the first night. The rest will be staying where there's bear vaults and all that nice stuff. So I'm bringing an extra spool, which is the same stuff, an extra carabiner, because we're taking more food. So I'm going to need to hang 2 on the first night. And I'm taking the extra string, the line, because if it's on the coast, if it gets wintry, or not wintry, but stormy weathers, then I will have the ability to secure my tent more with extra line. And as usual, I have my Sawyer Squeeze water filtration. I did pick up a washer for it while I was on the Transamerica Trail, but I only used it once because it's just the ability to get water. With the C-Knock bladder, which I really like, it just rolls up nice. It does have a small pinhole toward the top, but as long as you know where it is, you won't get sprayed. And I just keep it in this mesh bag that just like that. So we'll be definitely using this on the trail. And here's my camp stove cook pot. I'm not bringing anything bigger. We're going to use this to boil water for our meals. There's a stove I bought also on the Transamerica Trail. It's big and bulky. I have a smaller one ordered, the one that I'm used to using that went bad on the trail. And I'm hoping it comes today, but it's supposed to come on Friday. And we're going to be flying out, so it is what it is. Bandana in there. Usually just keep the rattling around from the canister, but I'm going to need a bigger canister so it won't fit in here. So, and then there's the lighter. It all fits in and goes into the sack. Ready for electronics, we got 2 10,000 milliamp night core battery banks. Thank you, Nikki, for finally getting mine. That thing had more miles on it than the, I think the whole Transamerica Trail. A couple of USB-C cords for the phones. And I believe this is a dual USB-B for the headlamps. Got the old style connection. And speaking of headlamps, these are the Nebos. They're just a headlamp you can get at the hardware store. Super bright. And they clip on to your hat. They also have the red light for hiking, which if you're around a bunch of people and you're doing stuff in the middle of the night, you don't want to be disturbing them. This is what you're supposed to be using. The red light clips onto your hat, so it's nice and easy. It's even lighter than the headlamp that I bought specifically for hiking. And I also got my little sand disc that I use on trail, and this will be used for transferring all the videos and pictures into this every night, so I'm not clogging up my phone. A couple of coffee mugs. This was lightweight plastic that we've had forever, and this is my titanium one. May or may not be carrying these, and I'll explain that a little bit later. We both have two, you can pronounce that, ultralight umbrellas, weigh like a half a pound. There you go, rain or shade. We're going to pack these in our suitcases. We're not sure if we're going to actually bring them, so we'll check the weather report and see if it'd be necessary to bring them with us. We both have mosquito head net. Honestly, I don't know. These are lightweight, but I've never really used them much, so probably go in the suitcase and we'll decide whether to take it or not. And from the makers of the Swiss Army knife, this little knife, these are super sharp. I use them for cutting my nails. You got a blade. You don't need anything big. You're not killing a bear on trail. Comes with a file and for whatever you want, a little toothpick. Got one for each of us. Break down really tiny. There's not anything I have to declare at customs either, so it's all good. My wife has this packed away separately, but this could go into hygiene. Bought a thing of toothpaste, and she has her own travel toothbrush, which I have similar. It's up in my hygiene bag upstairs, and I'll go through that shortly. This is the tripod that I bought, and I brought on a Transamerica trail but never used. I will take this on the hike because I did use it before last year on the hike, and I'll use that for getting some nice shots. This is my Sea to Summit 20-liter bag I'm going to use for food. Speaking of food, there is 5 nights worth of meals for dinner, and we have our titanium sporks inside the bag as well. So this will hang from retrieved night 1. The rest will go into the bear vaults with everybody else's food. So a variety of food. Even got some desserts. Beef cobbler, little ice cream, free-dried ice cream, blueberry pizza crisps, variety. So that's all just for dinners in that bag. That's about 5 pounds of food right there alone. For rain gear, we have the Paca. It's basically like a poncho, which has a separate area for your pack on the back. I have 2 of these. I use these all the time. The great thing is they cover everything. So you can put your pack on inside your tent and everything will be covered. The bad thing is you still have to do something with your tent, but because I'm with my wife, at least she'll be able to tuck the tent up underneath on top of my pack. And the only thing I didn't like about these, they had this cardboard bill sticking out. You look like the Flying Nun. If you know what I'm talking about, look up that old show, Sally Fields. And it would stick out, look like a duck's bill. And since you already have a baseball cap on, it really is unnecessary to have them both. So I ended up taking them apart and sewing them back together and then seam sealing them. If I can figure out how to get back in this thing. So there you go. So instead of having that extra bill, you have this. And regardless of what rain jacket you wear, you're going to be wet from something. If you're not wet from the rain on the outside coming in, which these are good keeping the rain on, you're going to be sweaty on the inside anyhow, so you're going to be wet. Regardless, it is a little bit cooler on the west coast there, so maybe we won't sweat as much, but hopefully we won't need these. Alright, here's the hygiene kit. We don't need 2 of those. Store my Dyneema bag that I had on the Transamerica Trail. This is my hiking knife. I'm going to throw that in with my other knife. This I didn't take on the Transamerica, but I'm taking it here. This is a little sewing kit. There's 2 needles in there and the foil and some thread because you're out on your own for the amount of days you're on trail, so that would come in handy. Still have leftover dehydrated wipes I'm going to bring. That'll be combined with the Dr. Bronner's soap for cleaning up at night. A wrap, not that I will need it, but just in case. There's some K-tape in there, a couple of bandages. My wife's bringing some floss. There's some large pads in there. There's also a fire starter for emergencies. Neosporin, vitamin I, ibuprofen in there, Imodium, and a few other items. That's pretty much it. My wife has the toothpaste, so there's my toothbrush I had on Transamerica Trail. This will probably hang on the outside of the pack. This is just hand sanitizer. And some emergency toilet paper. The privies have toilet paper from what I understand, but I'm just going to make sure I have it. So that's it. That's a basic first aid and hygiene kit. Alright, in here is the rest of our food, and I'll go over quickly. Smart water bottles. They connect to the Sawyer squeeze filter, so they come in handy if you just want to put the filter on the end and filter as you go. My wife has a little clip that'll go onto the front of her pack. I have a pouch I'm thinking of sewing onto mine, not for the big bottle, because this will go on the side of my pack, but because of these in the front. Now, when I was talking about the coffee cups downstairs, we may leave those back at home, because once these are empty, these you can use for extra water, or you put your drink mix in here, shake it up, and you have your coffee in the morning. So there's no sense in taking both of them. So that's what we have there, is these drinks. Now, it's a last minute thing, but I love these at the end of a hike. Fritos will probably go on the outside of my pack. I got some edamame for my wife, for her snacks. These we have because we'll be doing peanut butter and jelly wraps for lunch, which is in here. These are peanut butter and jelly packets. And because I think the lunch is going to be sparse, I got some of these to just give us a little bit extra to eat. In here, some electrolyte drink mixes. Here is the coffee. It's a 3-in-1 kit, and then this is Nescafe, so it'll give us our coffee in the morning. These are my granola bars. My wife doesn't like these, so I got these for me for a snack. And she has the Honey Stinger wafers. These are really good, and a lot of hikers carry these. Don't mind me. And here's the rest of her snacks on the trail. Let's see what goes inside here. Oh yeah, that's it. So the other wraps, and these are our breakfast oatmeals. Having 2 each day. Now you don't need a bowl for these. You can just cut the top and pour your hot water in, which is what we're gonna do. Not carrying anything extra that we have to. If we don't have to, I mean. This is my Ursac bear resistant bag. Since we're going to do a bear hang, this will come in handy. It comes with a bag inside to keep the scent away, but it's not going to be an issue. I'm not worried about that. All these things are sealed for the most part until you use them, and at that point, you know, they'll be sent everywhere. We're just going to have to keep an eye on cooking and eating away from our tent, and anything that comes in contact, including like our rags and stuff, will go in there. We'll put our toothbrush stuff in there as well at night and hang it up, or in the case of having a bear vault, we will put it in a bear vault with everybody else's stuff. So that's it for our food. Do a clothing thing after and wrap it up. There you go for my cold weather jacket and my tried and true puppy. Seen better days, but I just can't get rid of it. It still functions. It'll just be if it's a little bit nippy at night or in the morning, but other than that, I'm not really worried about the cold. Oh, unless I forget, I am probably going to bring, and I usually don't, a pair of flip-flops. And it's not so much for after hiking during the day, because I'll just go barefoot. It's at the very end of the hike. If we want to go into town, I believe there's like a $10 taxi taking you to town to get a real meal. The store at the campground, they just sell snack food stuff, so kind of like to have something dry on my feet. If I have the opportunity to wash my shoes and dry them before we go out, then I'll do that, but for the most part I may bring these. They'll definitely go on my bag for the airport just in case, and I'll decide last second. Okay, here's the clothing I'm bringing on the hike. It's pretty much identical to on the Trans-America Trail. There's 2 pair of moisture wicking boxer briefs. I only might bring one because I really don't need it at night when I'm at camp. These are my hiking shorts. These also are my riding shorts on a Trans Am. And same thing with my night shorts with the same ones. 2 pair of wool socks, one for hiking and one's just going to be basically for emergency because I won't wear them at night. There's my Appalachian Trail long sleeve hoodie, moisture wicking, that I'll wear hiking during the day. My Popeye shirt for at night. Not sure if I'm going to bring leggings. If it gets cool, I'm going to check temperature before I leave. And it's all going to be fit in this dry bag. That's it for clothing. I got my puffy for if it gets cold, and other than that, there's nothing else I need. Oh, lest I forget, this will be my first time trying Topos as opposed to Hokas, but they do have the wider toe box and they're supposed to last longer because in previous videos, you know, I talked about how mine were shredded on the long trail compared to the Appalachian Trail, so I'm going with a different trail runner this time. Alright, I just did a preliminary weigh-in of my pack, and my base weight is 20 pounds. Base weight is everything except consumables like food, water, and fuel. You can include medicine and toothpaste if you want to get that minute. But with the food, it's going to bring it up to a total of 36 pounds. I'm still pretty good with that, so I'm not too worried about carrying 36 pounds on my back. So that's pretty good. Alrighty, my wife laid out her clothing. This is a really cool puffy jacket I got her. It is super lightweight and compacts really well. Undergarments, there's her cloth. That's her custom made shirt. Wrong way. Trust me, I have a map. I think she's gonna go by that trail name. That's a long sleeve moisture wicking. More undergarments, a couple of t-shirts, one for hiking and one for night. Not sure what that is. Looks like some sort of leggings. Bag to put it in. Looks like a base layer. And a pair of shorts. And 2 pair of wool socks, one for wearing, one for emergencies. So there you go. All her clothes is ready to go. Alright guys, well that is it for the gear video. I have downloaded and printed our boarding passes, our bus passes, doing everything, getting the house ready for leaving tomorrow. We have a 6 o'clock bus to take us to Logan Airport. We will fly from there to Seattle, then have a 3-hour layover before we get to Victoria, where our friends will meet us there. So this is something I'm looking forward to. I'm just looking for my wife's excitement when she sees how beautiful it is on the West Coast Trail. It's going to be a difficult hike, but sharing it with her, we're going to take our time, take longer days, and have a good time. So thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the trail.
That's all, folks.